No, keep it.
I'm having trouble. I'm not an alpha person.
No, I just found that I'm looking at that because it didn't know.
Oh, for your reading, you can adjust them.
I could sit here and listen to Mike Sabbath.
We've done a table set. It keeps referring to 2-44, but there is above, but there is no 2-44 above. You know, these things are supposed to be, there isn't a code. I think that's pretty close to being here, know what this means, and it's supposed to be here.
I can't print it differently, because we changed the one section. Every section you have always refers to the rest of the town code.
You know, we don't have the code book at home, that's what.
You don't have that posted on the, you don't have that website? Yeah, I will mark it on my website, I'm at all of it.
Yeah.
For now, you just.
I mean, we're making an adjustment to this. I mean, maybe it's right, Jay, but, I mean, I'm looking at here, it says anything over 15,000 requires council approval. There's nothing here that says that. It doesn't say that. In this piece, doesn't say it in the 244 amount. I mean, the meeting hasn't started yet. So
Right,
that's an off-record conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that in 2-44.
Yeah, sure, I'll pull it up for you, I can find it. That's what my glasses.
Because before it didn't say that, we were going to make sure it did say that.
What's today's date? The 16th.
16?
16.
What month is it? What year is this? Who's the president?
Still working on March. Well, it's much better now than it was in March.
John. How you say your college? Attila. Attila College? Yeah. I would imagine. Or you could do it.
Here's up here.
More fun than down right now.
Oh, it's not.
See, that'd be,
What is it?
it's the end of it.
No. That's okay.
Right now, and it's like I want to reach graduate.
244 has
Oh,
a
yeah.
limit for what purchasing agents. The purchasing agency, which is the council, has identified purchasing agents, which are individual employees. And then it says purchases in excess of $7,000 shall only be made with the prior approval of the purchasing agency. So that section has it at 7,000. That's already in there.
How's that consistent with that?
No,
It's not.
no, I'm not terribly convinced you need to sit down and talk about the whole section here, because I don't think you use purchasing agents
We don't.
the way it's defined in Indiana.
Well, I thought you would straighten that out too, or I thought you'd define our department as we've got purchasing as well. And purchasing agents, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
Well, and they are, I mean, they're defined as purchasing agents, but you've got this limit here, what you want to have.
Like you said, and it just needs to be discussed right now, because, yeah, I know for sure what we talked about was that any amount over 15 needs council approval regardless if it was three quotes or not.
Right.
And now you're looking at a number that says over 7,000.
Yeah.
So,
We're gonna start with me. Start with me.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. We are going to start with public comments from the floor. Agenda items only, 2 minutes per speaker, 10 minutes total, and please tell us who you are. Okay, number 4, I'm looking for approval of minutes from May 9th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 19th, 2026.
I'll second.
All right. We have an approval and a second on the floor, all in favor? Opposed? Move on to claims. Approval of claims.
Whoever can bring it up, you know. Item bill?
Jamie, you know the last one, right?
Oh, it's your.
The voucher number is the same as the claim number again? It is.
That's all it was right here. You didn't say no?
It should be, the front page right on top, it says,
It's just from 542, but this, so we're 542.
Anyway, I'll make
So
a
what
motion,
are the,
motion to pay the claims from 542 to 640. A total of 492, 636,
so this right now?
total, right? Yeah, 542.
We have a motion on the floor, do we have a second?
Item bill?
I got it, no. No. Give me a second.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor and a second to approve the claims from 542 to 640. All in favor? Opposed?
Virginia, did the system change, or is there not the American ordering?
wait, is that an Excel spreadsheet in there? Is there a tab?
Yes.
It was a tab.
Okay, so the detail tab has its chronological order, but that's, this one's alphabetical, right? That's
Yeah.
all on your side, okay, cool.
I gave you both,
Yeah.
I
So you look at it either way.
Yeah, we've got a hang of a learning curve on this,
Yeah.
trying to figure this out.
We have, next on the agenda is swearing in ceremony. The officer comes in Reno. And the reserve officer is Dustin Hunter. Is that right? Jim?
Yeah, so Jonathan Marino, he's our new hire, and he's gonna fill the full-time position. And Dustin Heinen, he's gonna be a reserve officer for us. Jonathan, he's a member of the Air National Guard, and, he's still in college with Indiana Tech. And, Dustin, he graduated Calhoun County Reserve Academy on May 27th. He started in January 11th and just graduated last month.
That's us.
So,
Are we fully upgraded, is that 650?
Yes.
Jonathan used to appear to be at the front of the line, so I'm gonna bring it up here first. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jonathan Moreno,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the laws of the United States and the State of Indiana.
and the law of the United States of Indiana,
That I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties as a patrolman
execute the duties of patrolman
for the Syracuse Police Department of the town of Syracuse,
for the Syracuse Police Department of the town of Syracuse,
of Kosciuszko County, Indiana,
of Kosciuszko County, Indiana,
so help me God.
so help me God.
So congratulations. I'm gonna let you sign this piece of paper here. You put that in my hand. Dustin? Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Dustin Heinen,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the laws of the United States
and the laws of the United States
and the State of Indiana.
and the State of Indiana.
That I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
execute the duties as a patrolman
execute the duties of a patrolman
for the Syracuse Police Department
for the Syracuse Police Department
of the town of Syracuse,
of the town of Syracuse,
Kosciuszko County, Indiana,
Kosciuszko County, Indiana,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Sign this if you would. Okay, thank you.
It's all official.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We're gonna move on to number 7, ordinance 2026 -05 SR on consideration for passage.
Did you read it?
Yeah, like I said, the purchasing agency.
No, we're on that, that's the right one.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were something different, so,
Yeah, and you do have Dennis on the Jim Higgins
Oh.
online. No any questions for that?
let him talk about it first.
Yeah, there we go. Does anybody have any questions for him?
Dennis and Jim are both on there.
You want me to explain?
Dennis, on that bond, is that a coupon bond? Or where is the coupon?
Hang on, I'm gonna get him up a minute. Hold on, Dennis.
There's no volume, sorry.
Get the test done. Yeah, that's, try again. All right, try again. I'm trying to all three speakers.
They can-
Can you hear me? There you go.
Okay, a little bit delayed. And good evening, nice to see you all. Mary, I think you said what's the coupon on it, if the interest rate, will be determined at closing. Now, Jim Higgins may be able to answer better Mayor, I'm actually up in Prince Joe, Indiana, just got out of a meeting where that same question was asked, and they're doing an SRF bond on about the same schedule, and they're looking around a 4.2% interest rate fix. So I think it'll roughly be in that ballpark.
And when does it pay?
Yeah, Larry,
Is that paid monthly
we
or?
heard from the SRF in a kickoff call that we had, a week or 10 days ago, and they told us that they would have an interest rate for financing, proposal for sometime within 2 weeks. So I would imagine sometime between now and the time the bids come in, we will have a financing proposal that will define what the coupon is, or the rate of the loan and the term. But right now, we just don't know what that is.
For the investors, how does that pay out?
Well, the investor would be the state revolving loan fund,
Okay,
so.
100%.
So this would be their funding that they're giving to us, that we would be paying back to them. So the investors, the state of Indiana. They've got other funds that are leveraged out to the market, but that's a whole other finance.
Okay.
So you would have effectively one purchaser of the bond, and that would be the state revolving loan fund.
Got it.
They would own 100%.
Have any more questions for us? Either one of them?
The payment is covered with our current water rate?
We believe that the payment will be covered with the current water rate, but we need to see what the final rate is.
So there may still be an adjustment.
Correct. Right, they would want to see that we have rates and charges in place that would generate a debt service coverage of 1.25 times. You have no current outstanding debt, so we don't have to worry about a parity issue on the water utility, so we just need to make sure that based on the package that they're offering, and the terms that they're providing, that we can make the current rates fit.
And then we still have to have the deposit in place?
Your funds will be held by the Bank of New York, so you'll be making payments to their trustee, the Bank of New York Mellon. You'll be making bond and interest fund payments to them, each month, along with funding a debt service reserve fund, over a 5-year period.
Okay, so we'll fund that debt service reserve fund over 5 years and not up front?
Correct.
All I have.
Anybody else? Motion for.
Make a motion to accept ordinance 2026-05.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Go ahead. I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second to accept ordinance 2026-05. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank
for your
you.
time.
Good evening. Thank you.
We're gonna move on to number 8, ordinance 2026-06, purchasing procedures, consideration for passage. And this is, start a conversation before the meeting, but we'll start it again.
Yeah, and I talked to David a little bit about this last week, but still, we were trying to solve one problem dealing with the gap issue in the period of time under the state statute. And then, you've got a second section, which, limits purchases to be $7,000 from your purchasing agent. Now, if you had a dispute about this in front of a court trying to interpret it, the court would look at the most recent thing that you passed. And so if there was a dispute, the court would look at basically language 606 as being the controlling language. And that controlling language covers what standards you're going to have for things up to 15, or 15 to 50, and then 50 to 150. And so the question is, do you want to use those standards and have that be the language? And whether you still want to apply the purchasing limit authority, which is under 2-44, where you have a smaller limit, basically caps out at $7,000, different limits for different employees of the town.
And that part was adjusted in 2022, they raised my spending limit and Mark's spending limit, so they actually amended it. But they weren't in 2022.
The folks that did the town code didn't update it.
I don't know, I wasn't at that meeting with Mark, I think one made a request, and it was in the minutes, I don't know if it was ever submitted.
Yeah, I don't know if
Apparently it wasn't.
probably not, because you would have to have to modify the code, you would have to have had an ordinance at that time.
And we don't, so that needs to be remedied. Yeah. And the other thing is, what we did receive here, that I'm sure that what we said at the meeting was that anything over that 15,000 has to be approved by the council. I'm sure what we said was that 15 to 50 doesn't require 3 quotes, but still needs council approval.
Correct.
And anything over that needs 3 quotes and council approval.
Correct.
And what we have here doesn't say that, and is that everything comes up with the 7,000, James talked about, and 2-4. So it needs to be cleaned up and remedied. It seems like that should have been caught before it came to us.
One concern, a bigger concern of that is, how come this wouldn't have cost more?
Oh, I can't answer that one. I have no idea why the Board of Accounts does things.
So do we have, what are we gonna do? Do we wanna,
Well, I think we need to change that 7,000 to 15,000. I mean, I don't know how this thing's gonna read if we
Yeah.
have to make those changes, but if the 7,000 changes to 15,000, and we have council approval, so all the other sections over 15,000,
Yeah,
does that remedy it? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not the attorney.
yeah. You still have language in there that says your approval has to be with the approval of the purchasing agency, which is the council.
Well, why don't we just change it to say that?
instead of purchasing agency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it says it under 244, under purchasing agent.
Yeah, we don't have a purchasing agent traditionally with the person who just an organization would be, and you could say we're the agency, why don't we just say council? And change the 7,000 to 15,000.
I don't know why it was written that way to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either, I'm just saying, we're talking about how to make it right, and I guess I'd have to see it again once that's done, but, I mean, I think, yeah, what we want done, hopefully we can write it up that way, right?
Okay, well, we can
Does
back out.
anybody disagree with me?
I don't disagree that it all should be easily read and
Easy to understand.
proper. So, yeah, clean it up.
I mean, those are the points that have to be in the ordinance, right? Is there any
You have,
particular?
yeah, you do have to define in the ordinance what your purchasing agency is.
Well, let's just say it's a council.
Yeah, well, and you do. It's in the code. And then you have to, the agency gets to authorize purchasing agents, which you've authorized several different purchasing agents right now, which are your clerk treasurer, your town manager, and every department head is a purchasing agent. And employees who have approval from the department head are purchasing agents.
For sure they are.
That's what it says, yeah.
Do we have any employees that buy stuff, or do you buy it?
Oh, they go through all the time. Those Marsh guys go through all the time.
Okay.
And then the hardware.
And in hardware store, Napa, Menards, I mean, yeah, whoever's going.
So, Jay, do you have what you need to clean that up?
Well, I think so, but I think what I want to do is sit down with Dave. I think we're going to have to back out the whole section. I think that's what you want. So you get clarity with that entire set of, that entire portion of the ordinance. I shouldn't say section, it's actually a division, because it's
Yeah, right.
article, however you describe it, chapter 2, article 4, division 2. I think you probably want to back out that whole thing and rewrite that whole thing.
Whatever it takes to make it how, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to do the legal work,
Yeah.
but, I mean, whatever it takes to make it turn into 15,000 department heads or their employees can do it. Let's just take out purchasing agency or whatever and change it to town council, if that's what it is.
That,
People know what that is.
yeah, well, I do have to call it that somewhere, because state requirement requires
Okay, let's
you
define
to
it.
name your purchasing agency.
Let's define it that way.
Yeah,
Set that up.
yeah, and that's, well, I mean, you already have, but it's under 2-43.
Okay, wherever that is.
I mean, that's what town code always does. We can set town codes so you don't have to, print out in the ordinance, in an ordinance every time, everything that might relate to the law that you are trying to modify.
Okay, so you got what you need?
I think so. Dave, I will sit down with you and we'll try to figure out a way to back out this entire section, division, and rewrite that division. So we kind of start from square one, so it makes sense. Again, I mean, this stuff has been around, well, longer than I've been here, and I don't know how stuff got drafted on other things, and that's the problem. Right.
No, Cindy, is it okay if I make a motion to continue the next month, just to start and
Sure.
get that straightened out? Okay, that's my motion.
That's what we need to do.
You can move to table the ordinance.
Table it, okay.
Okay. And we have to vote on it.
Yeah.
Okay. You second that.
You can say it.
So we have a motion to table ordinance 2026-06, and they're gonna work on it, bring it back to us next month. Do we have a second? All in favor? Opposed?
So it'd be my suggestion, that you guys battle this out before the council meeting, so that we don't have to take 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go over this. And we talked about it before the meeting, we talked about it now. If you guys could somehow, through, email or,
Well, it should have been resolved before you even got to the one.
well, it needs to be resolved.
And then Cindy says, talk about it at council.
That's my opinion.
Okay. We're gonna go on to number 9, land donations to the library and use.
So what specifically did we have?
You had asked for the clawback to match the original land donation that you made a couple of years ago.
Right.
With the 5 years, yeah. And we added that, the reversionary clause language, the reversionary clause in this deed will expire on July 24, 2029. It reverts if the property is ever not used for library and or educational purposes, and the language is or in support of such purposes. And the reason I use that is because my understanding of this parcel of land is they're really not gonna put the building on this parcel of land, but that they may use this parcel to support the use of the area which they are putting the building on, for parking or design or what have you, so.
So we passed that now, Jay, is that what?
Yeah, you would have to, approve, the gift of this, property, to, the library. Their attorney has already reviewed and accepted this language.
So let's just piggyback onto our original proposal, right?
That's right, yeah, you did the original proposal before, you have this other section which they can also use. The whole package will revert on July 24, 2029. The reversionary clause expires, that meaning if at any point during there, if they, are failing what they're doing, you can say, hey, wait a minute, we want it back, but you're not using it for that.
Did they go along with the first one?
Yes, same date.
Same day.
Does that have a number on that document?
On the deed,
Yeah, I mean, what does the motion need to be?
in sum, it can be, to, give to Syracuse Turkey Creek Public Library, lots number 15 and 16 as, stated on the corporate deed here.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
There we go.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to get the Syracuse Creek property. As stated in the motion, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you. The annual tax abatement approval, David,
I'll move that we, signify them all as substantially complete.
I second that.
okay, we have a motion and a second on the tax abatement, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So on these tax abatements, David, I know this would be a little bit of a work, but a lot of people have opinions on tax abatements. I see more and more in the news about it. I think it's important that we kind of quantify what the ROI is to taxpayers. I mean, I know that the tech park before it was put in was an apple orchard, so certainly how many jobs are there now?
Probably 200.
At least.
Wow.
How much in investment?
Well, on these abatements,
Let us talk.
Okay.
I mean, I can't pull that number out of my head. Lumen Insights alone is 10 million or more. And then Travel Light was before me, so I'd have to research that one. All of them other than Lumen Insights actually reviewed me, so I'd have to look back at what their total investment is into the tech park, but it's in the tens of millions combined for sure, and at least 200-300 jobs.
I think when we review these every year, we should quantify the ROI so people understand what we've done and what the ramifications are, both positive or negative. And I think in this case, you know, with the being built out and the number of jobs that are created, I think it's, you know, tax money well spent, that really tax dollars we wouldn't have got otherwise anyways, but.
No, you do it.
I mean, on those forms, it shows the best valuation.
Right.
And I mean, if you take a look at, like, did Oakwood offer the numbers and so on? Yeah, I mean, they rolled out. Yeah, and some of the Hollywood is rolled off.
Two of the Hollywood that rolled off, there's two remaining.
Yeah, so, but between the ones that are rolled off and these, there's over $100 million of increase in best valuation if you want to add them up off that form. I mean, you could add that up off of those.
Right.
Those forms, and it'd be easy for you to see if you want to take it public.
Well, I mean, people aren't.
Yeah, no,
Barely read past the headline, let alone the body of the thing.
So, I mean, it's easy to come by. I can show you where to get that.
That's fine.
But it's well over $100 million of increase in tax valuation.
Oh, I'm sure.
And if you want to look at what some of the benefits are, the ones that are in this district, look at the tip balances on the funding for these millions of dollars that have come to the town in tip revenue because of that same development. I mean, still millions of dollars over and above what we've already spent out of those tip funds.
Move on to Commonwealth Engineering Report, Jim.
Piggybacking the bond ordinance, water project, the item for an application in where we're gonna cut, 13 connecting water main, easements are out, got some back already, trying to get the stragglers on the right of entry to replace service lines, and project's gone out for bid yet this week. We will have a bid opening here at the council meeting, the next council meeting in July. So I'll be having then, and then, by then, like Jim mentioned, the your interest rate, that will have commission at that point in time. And then hopefully at the August meeting is when you'll do all your awards and everything like that. It'll all be coming at this time. Main Street parking lot project, and I've seen emails and the meetings. I think this next month, we're hopeful that we'll get some stuff control designs back for, pavement and retaining wall that will be needed, for the parking lot. And then been looking more into lighting and, the EV parking spaces. Just working towards the final design on that, so we get that bid out. And then for the filter media, we have a draft bid package for Mark. Next month we should have a final version, so that we get the bids on that and get that completed for them. I reached out to the developer for South Shore to get some water demand information, just to populate that confirm things, haven't seen anything back from them on that, so. This is a big highlight for this past month and what we're looking for.
Very good question.
Very good question.
Okay, Cindy wanted me to bring this up as council. When we did the, Hollywood Way in Main Street, that was part of the beginning of traffic flow for Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And we had talked many times, about continuing truck route activities in town. You know, as we get busier, it's more prevalent, but there's semi-trucks at Main Street and 13 that have to back up, or like 3 lanes of traffic that have to back up so they can turn. There's a bridge down there that has a weight limit on it. I don't know what the weight of the semi-trucks are.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow this, truck route project got stalled out. I don't know how.
Yeah, I remember originally when we did that project, the hope was that Hollywood would start directing traffic, now that Milford has the bridge over the railroad, that basically a quarter of their truck traffic would still be coming through town, but, 75% of it should be moving away from town, not going through downtown area.
Yeah, maybe it is, but there's still a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
all day
increased
long.
production, so they've expanded since
Yeah.
then.
And so, I mean, what's the status? How do we keep the truck route project going so we don't have
Yeah, we can-
Main Street and have that bridge over Wages
Yeah.
on Main Street? What's the process? Because I know we've talked about it many
Yeah, I think we
times.
just need to do kind of a south of view traffic analysis of where we can move it around downtown area. I think that's kind of starting point.
You know, I know that in the meetings, Hollywood wanted to go out Main Street, cross the tracks and turn right and go down. The county was involved and built the bridge out to 15, and I mean, then the whole thing died. I don't know, you know, kept talking, but nothing happened.
Yeah, no, I can put that back on the list to kind of conceptualize and reignite
I
basically.
mean, do we have to get with NDOT on that? I mean, who do we have to coordinate with?
If you actually touch NDOT, we have to coordinate with them. So if we need to have something done with the actual NDOT right away, we'd have to coordinate through them.
I mean, where is the truck route established?
That's the thing, is we'd have to go back into that and understand how they're routing traffic. 'Cause I know they mentioned most of the traffic goes to northwest, which that was the goal was, hey, once Milford's bridge is in, that traffic should be going out away from town. But it's not.
It's not. I mean, yeah, I live in that area, and I guarantee it's not. My neighbors are back in town, they don't like this.
Yeah.
Can't we do something with signage ourselves,
I'm sorry.
as far as the trucks coming out of there?
Mm-hmm.
You can't turn and go through town, go the other way.
Yeah, we look at that.
I mean,
That'd be a good first step. That's an immediate action.
Is this a simple as an ordinance day like we did with the stop sign Milton last year?
We probably have to coordinate with NDOT though.
Well,
because it's a-
If you answer your question, which is, yeah, you've gotta have certain things you can't just do in that authority over.
Well, Main Street's not a state highway.
13 is, it's an intersection of 13, where I see it a lot, is 13 and Main Street, there's that light.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, cars try to
Well,
back
cause
up
that's turning onto
and-
the public, that's turning onto your street.
And off of our street.
Yeah, so you can basically say, no truck traffic, turning right,
Yeah,
or,
there's, aren't truck routes like listed for truckers somewhere,
Yeah.
and they look that up.
cause that'd be something through Hollywood of, they would basically be telling the truck drivers, this is how you get in and out of town.
Yeah, but I think there's like, some truckers, they know what the truck
Yeah,
routes are,
yeah.
there's some national,
Yeah, especially when it comes to oversized loads and everything, yeah.
those intersections, especially with the parking spaces on all 4 corners.
Yeah.
That aren't made for semi.
How hard is it to check?
Not hard, all I gotta do is start asking questions, see what we can do.
So you and Dave will work,
Yeah.
see if we can't get this figured out.
No, I think there's some easy buttons we can hit, but ultimately we need to look at beyond that, what else needs to be done.
Yeah, I mean, somehow it's published nationally so truckers know,
Yeah.
so that we can enforce this as well.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, that's why I'm asking you.
No, I'll dig into it.
Thank you. Any more questions for Jeremy? We're on to department report. Let's start with David.
Any questions on my report? And then, really, I think it's your council emails have been established. Hopefully they're working. We've been sending some emails back and forth. Staff has been instructed to use those exclusively so that we can start that process and everybody gets used to it. I'm gonna publish them obviously out to the general public so that they can have access to them as well. So I just wanna make sure that you're aware that staff is aware that they're supposed to use those going forward. I'm still working with, Dennis Otten again and them to work on a, TIF district over the RV park annexation area. Still working on some backdoor stuff that we'll bring to you once that gets, marked out, but I did share a timeline with you that kind of drafted for it. And then the 250 celebration is next weekend, or the 28th, I think it's next week, yeah. So that'll be on Sunday, we'll be closing Main Street in the morning, opening it back up in the late afternoon. We'll be having, a couple food vendors, a car show that the chamber is kind of heading up, and we'll have couple bounce houses and some music, et cetera, so hope everybody in the public will come join us. There'll also be a community church service at the park earlier at 10. And then, anything else I'm forgetting? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, so we also have a movie in the park on Friday before. Yeah, that's at Veterans Park, I'm sorry, I forgot my notes. So that starts at 6 o'clock, okay? I believe the police and fire departments will be involved with kind of, interaction with whoever. And there'll be some food and treats available. And then we're doing a tree lighting ceremony on the big pine tree after the movie.
We also would like to ask the council if we could close, what street is it, Henry Street. We wanna do like the alley behind the town hall, or do like a heritage street, close it. Just for the sake for the kids.
To get over there.
So Jim is going to have somebody, make sure that when the kids cross from, Veterans Park to here, to look at the police cars and the fire trucks.
Oh, that's what they're gonna be.
Yeah, they're gonna be over here. So we're wondering if it's okay to close Henry Street just for.
You wouldn't do it more those very far down.
No.
Just maybe for the alley or the next intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Do we need a motion to do that?
You wanted it, yeah.
That's okay with that. Jim, do you think it should be the alley or the street? For the safety.
Are you, and that part?
Yeah.
You got fire trucks out here,
Yeah.
or parking that way.
Yeah. Front end.
Straight is that.
And,
This one's Henry,
yeah.
and you want to close them
For the alley.
to the alley.
You know, you should probably just go to the next
Yeah.
road, because the people will turn
Right,
around
alley.
and light of the alley and have to back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just.
I think there's,
Yeah, just
Yeah, I
first
think
block.
so.
Should that be a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion on the table, we have a second. Thank you, we have a motion, and a second, to close Henry from here to here, just for a few hours
for 1 hour.
on June 26th. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Dave, you know, you see letters on here that the rabbit originally started on the next few places that are the first year complete, are they occupied?
Yeah.
I have questions. Are we talking about traffic signals tonight? Okay.
I can send it to you, yeah, it's
Yeah, send it to
been
me.
sent before, but I can send it again.
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay.
There are no pictures. Okay, Jim, I think it's your turn.
All right. Is there any questions on my report?
Oh, Jim, I can ask you or ask Jeff, how many days during the Fourth of July holiday is Main Street or Long Drive gonna be closed?
It's only closed on the fourth.
It's the fourth, or the third.
Yeah,
Fireworks
third.
are on the
It's
third,
on Friday, third.
We're gonna close Long Drive.
just like we always
Yeah.
do, big community center, parking lot.
But on the fourth, don't they sell the road race?
Yeah, but they don't close the road.
It's an open road race.
It's open race. Now, at start time, the road's pretty much covered with people,
Mm-hmm.
but it's an open course.
Okay, all right.
Just, yeah.
Mhm.
I thought they always closed Long Drive off.
It's all tradition on the fourth,
Yeah.
but we don't close it usually till 3 or 4 o'clock that afternoon, the actual road is closed.
Okay.
Depends on traffic at that point.
Yeah.
Peak.
It was just during the 250 celebration for one day, and then on the fourth of the evening.
On the third, yeah.
Yeah.
Friday
This year,
the third.
Oh, yeah, because it's Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna get a lot of questions about that Monday. Yeah.
The only other thing I had is, we did purchase a UTV and it's in service. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay.
So Larry took part of mine, a little bit of a reminder, but fireworks changed to the third. Because Syracuse says it doesn't do them on the fourth, it's the fourth for Saturday, so they do it on the Friday before.
Every other year.
Every other year, it's always the fourth, Sunday through Friday, it's on the fourth. So, Mutastic Classic is this Saturday, WCF property, I think we're right about where we normally are in terms of runners. We might be down a couple, but not a lot. But we had more calls today about registration cut off yesterday, and we've had more calls today about, oops, I was supposed to register than we normally do. So, hopefully we'll be around that 225 participant average, which is pretty much what we can do for parking out there. So, and then in July, we got the Tour de Lakes, which is a Rotary event that kind of happens at the community center, and the triathlon, which is a Kiwanis event, but also takes up some of our time there. So those are the 18th and the 25th of July. So, yeah, 18th is the bike ride, Tour de Lakes, and 25th is the triathlon. So, one weekend in July that we don't have actually something going on that's a big event, but we have 3 rentals that weekend. So, pretty busy month. It is, yeah. It's busy month.
Any other questions?
How's the pickleball course working out?
They're doing really well. We are considering putting a wind screen around it to keep some of the wind down. Kind of got some complaints about that, but there's a group that plays out there 3 or 4 days a week in the morning, and then definitely in the evening. It's been pretty busy.
I've been going out there for baseball and somebody on the court there.
All the time. Yeah. Yep.
So I have a question for you and
Sure.
Chamber, whomever. You automatically will close down Long Drive on the fourth. Virginia and the 350 committee granted permission
Yeah.
to close down other roads.
Yep.
I mean, should we have some kind of policy that these guys know what they're supposed to do? To have
Didn't we,
authority to
I
close
mean,
down roads?
we've always, I guess I've never really asked, it's just always been that we've done that on the fourth or the third, because of the amount of traffic. We usually coordinated with Vicky and now Quinn and Jim about, hey, this is going on, just divert traffic, but I mean, that's kind of how we've always run it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we need to get more formal with that, we can.
Well, I mean, keep that in trouble.
Yeah,
If we have to the 500.
Yeah.
If we had, for a procedure.
yeah.
If we had a resolution or something, what do you think, Jay and Dave? Some organizations will close the road and other ones need permission. And I mean, I think Kelly Jay's, you can take up that uptown parking lot, sometimes if they're gonna set up and have a big party, and I get a phone call from people saying, And all I could do, I have no idea, because we were came before council, and we don't have a policy or a procedure in place, I don't know how it happened. So, I mean, does it make sense that you guys come up with something like that, something that's livable, something that's easy, something that's not more complicated, but something that's clear about how that is done?
Well, I think it's best practice to either have the council make decisions on closing the road, or specifically have something in the ordinance authorizing town employees as to, okay, you guys get to.
Somehow, sometimes.
I'll have to look back, but I believe there's already an ordinance in place that gives
Mhm.
them the authority to close the road that he sees fit.
Okay, I mean.
I'll double check that.
What about the street department, if there's trees, you know?
Yeah, they can do that just as a matter of utility, but for special events, I think he already has established.
Yeah, but what it is, so that everybody knows, like, P-50 doesn't have to check with us, we can just go to Jim and keep the authority or something, you know? But, somehow formalize that.
Chad, how exactly does the, mobile garden work?
So we have a mobile garden in front of the community center. It's the wooden structure that was donated, given to us to use this year by Goshen Health. And it's got, 10 bags essentially that have different plants in them. And then when they get ready, we can, pick those and give them out to the community essentially. That's how it works. But they donated all the plants, all the materials. We're just watering them, and then when it gets done, we provide the fruits and vegetables that comes out of it.
So you guys do the picking and all that?
Or there's a cucumber down there that's like this long, and one of the seniors took it today. So, I mean, I don't know, it's really early, but it was really big. I don't know how that happened, but, yeah, so it's doing well. But yeah, it'll once it gets to the point where it starts to become a little more abundant with, we'll probably put out, hey, combine and, if you want something that's out of it, go ahead and take it.
People will know, just come on out.
That'll be the plan, yeah. So.
Keep the races high.
Anything else for?
Any questions on my report? I really don't have anything else to add, other than to point out that young Mr. Heinen that just swore into the police department is my water operator. Very good operator.
Probably
Proud of
won't
him.
be doing that anymore.
Pardon?
He won't be doing that, he's the reserve officer.
He's a reserve officer.
Reserve officer.
Yeah, we've worked all that out. I'm awful proud of him. And other than that, it's projects with Dave and Jeremy. So.
I like my report is shorter this month and it's smaller month.
Yeah. Yeah, quite a bit of storm work, storm line work, storm structures, manholes, additions, repairs.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Okay. Must be Quinn's turn.
So I've got nothing for you guys to vote on, this evening. I do have, July 4th is our annual chicken and pork chop barbecue. We'll start at, 10 a.m. So I just want everybody to know that. We're partnering with WACF this year, which their education fund will receive all the proceeds from our barbecue, this year. So.
So will it be
nice
here or
and
out there?
No, it'll still be here. But we will have representatives from WACF that are gonna come in, help sell, and get some literature out to folks too, I guess, about different things that the WACF does. I wanted to publicly give thank yous to Chief Lane, Mark, and David. We had a structure fire on North Shore Drive that took a lot of resources on May 27th. I had to make some calls at 2:00 in the morning to wake some folks up, and those three guys were there for us, pretty much every step of the way. We used a lot of water, off of the last hydrant that we have, right there by Shore Lane. And that was one of my first calls to Mark, when we use water like that, to see if anything needs to be done on his end as far as boosting pressure for the town or anything like that. He came out the next morning. We were there, about 12 hours, and he came out, visited with us. David, I think, might have even brought out some coffee for us. But he was there and actually got trapped, for a little bit by some hoses that he went to work, but his vehicle was stuck there, for a while. As far as my report, I do have an unfortunate update to our, engine that was supposed to be here on August 22nd. Councilman Sharon Kaiser heard this at our territory board meeting. After I sent your guys' report, I reached out to our, salesman, Andy Erb from Erb Fire, to see if we were on track, behind, or ahead of schedule on the truck. And he responded with, well, you guys have been on schedule for November for about 18 months now. And I was like, we have? And yeah, I've heard August since February 22nd of 2023. So I went back to the contract that was signed on February 22nd, 2023. And in that contract, it stated 36 to 42 months for completion. However, it did not include any language about us recouping any liquidated damages or anything of that nature for delay in the project, but it did include language for delays in the project that were potentials. And the delays that he said with his project included mass quantity of orders coming in at one time, which a fire truck takes longer to produce and build than what a vehicle does. That was the first delay. So he said from the time your order got placed, you were basically already 6 weeks behind that 42 month schedule. They also had a work strike at one time at Sutphen, that affected that a little bit as well, which was in that verbiage in that contract. Those are the reasons that he gave as far as why we're now on, I put it as November 30th timeline, because he said we're on track for middle of November. So 3 month delay in that apparatus.
What's our motion say for delivery?
In
Our motion.
2023,
Yeah, I mean,
I would have to go back and look.
because we typically put to be delivered by language in that.
Yeah. We'd have to go back to January or February 2023 and see what was in the minutes.
Who was the attorney that wrote the contract?
The contract came from Sutphen Fire Apparatus.
Okay. And which attorney reviewed it?
I'm not sure if our attorney at that time would have been Andrew Grossnickel.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess those things need to be coordinated with the motion that the council makes for delivery as well. So it's realistic and achievable.
No, I completely get that. That was the first thing I did after my conversation with him, is I called Chief Scott, number one, who's now retired, and was like, hey, did you know that this was delayed until November? And he was like, no, it's been August 22nd for 3 years. And I was like, that's what I thought too. So then I found the contract and looked in the contract, because that was my first thing. Do we get liquidated damages for delays every day? Which there was not language in there, so we were kind of stuck at that point with that time frame.
You know, the time period it takes for the fire truck, 3 years, is that because different fire departments need different things on the trucks, or is that why they can't master?
Yeah, so most fire engines and even aerials are custom apparatuses. So every little thing about them is different from build to build. And that's why they take so long to produce. I think Sutphen is probably lucky to be putting out one engine per week that they have people come in and are taking out. The reason with our aerial, and I really see this as a shift overall in the entire industry, is they're getting into the stock builds, which stock builds take far less time to produce, because it's basically like a Ford assembly line where they're going down doing the same thing on every apparatus. So their architectural renderings, that they have, blueprints, everything are all the same. And that is how we got our aerial apparatus within a year of signing that agreement, is because it was a stock unit. And I've always said, firefighters, they make do with whatever they're given. You give them a fire truck, they'll figure out where to put the equipment on it. So I see custom apparatus really going out of style, just based on how long it's taking to produce nowadays.
Thanks, that makes sense.
And they're doing the same thing with ambulances as well. Our last two medic units that we've gotten have been stock units. And another good thing about stock units, they're cheaper than custom units.
How many ambulances do we got now?
We got 3.
Anything else to keep under? Thank you. Virginia?
Any questions on our report? I do want to say, so it's not this Friday, but next Friday is the movie night. And, I want to thank the people who donated and, Commonwealth was one of the good ones. Rotary, Kiwanis, Marshall Pennick, the volunteer firefighters, Women of Today, the Kemser team, Jim and Jenny Lenny, and Ritters, from the meeting. So, this community is amazing. Great donors. So, and it's all for kids and families, which is awesome. So I hope people come. And I think they will. It'll be fun. Fun night.
I've got one question on your report where columns say reported entries and then due, what is the due part, on the permitting?
For which one now?
On the permitting that you got, so it says.
Oh, you know what?
That is when it's balance works, basically.
Yes, it is. That is right. So that's when they paid, and then it was due on the day that they used it. That's all I have.
Thank you. Jay?
Nothing additional for you.
Any public comments from the floor, non-agenda items? 2 minutes per speaker, 2 minutes total. Please tell us who you are and everybody.
And I'll make it quick.
Okay.
I drive through town a lot for work every day, and it's gotten to a point where surely, using gators as a general vehicle, for code and all the other stuff. I see over half of them that are running through town, and then when they are in town, they radiate out into the county. But a lot of the businesses here and other things, only half of them about have their off-road sticker on them. So they shouldn't even be on the road. And I followed some that are right on 13 going down the lane of traffic, and when you have that off-road vehicle sticker, like mine does, you're only allowed on the berm in the state highway. And then a lot of those only have a turn signal called as an option. But then the same thing with golf carts. I took and looked up all the ordinances you have on golf carts, and those little things are hazardous. Nobody has the flashing lights or this or that or turn signals, and I passed one that was on 13 again going down the road. With my luck, if I drove my gator through town like that, I'd get stopped. Why aren't they stopping? These things aren't built for the road. If you get hit and there's a wreck, and they don't have any of the safety equipment cars use, they're gonna fold up. And the golf carts are about the worst. Last fall, I was coming from Michigan from an antique truck show with my semi, and it's big and red with a lot of lights, and at dusk, a golf cart without anything on it didn't even hit the brakes and crossed in front of me. By the time I had to hit the air to stop, I couldn't even see them in front of me. Good. But, do these things get stopped, or?
They are being stopped. Just
Are
last
they?
week, they stopped 3 to 4. We caught on
Yeah.
13, so they are being stopped.
Okay, 'cause stop, but it keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and there's two landscapers that drive them on 13. I go sideways, I'm terrified. Clear down out in South Shore to water plants and come back, and they're holding up 20 to 30 cars at a time. I know that's not in town, but their business is here in town. So you are, huh?
Yeah, that being stopped.
Before I hire somebody, because especially golf carts, they're gonna get squished.
Obviously, we're not gonna get them all, but,
Well, no.
yeah, when
but-
we do see them, we do stop
Yeah,
them.
because, you know, because then the other thing, if they don't have that sticker on the gators, let's say, I'll bet they're not insured either.
Well, them stickers are so small, you can't really see them unless you do stop them. Or
Yeah.
unless they are
I mean, they're
stopped.
blue or whatever,
Yeah.
it's yellow for the year, but, you know, like I have one my gator and the snowmobile and stuff like that, but, I mean, the minute they're seen on the state highway, they should be hit right then, you know?
Yeah, and like I said, yeah, we've been stopping them, but.
Okay, I hope so, 'cause I don't necessarily want to say this, but I followed one through town and went right by the city top and kept on going. It didn't have a sticker on it, so I just finally reached the point before I get one of them, I travel back and forth. I guess I don't want to be that. Okay, so if you are, that's all I want. There, make my 2 minutes.
Anybody else? We had discussion about council old business.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, at one time, we were talking about electrical charging station in the, parking lot. The kibosh was put on it for a while there.
It got dosed.
I just wondered if it's been revisited.
No, that grant has not been revised currently, it's still in a, you know, it's in park by the current administration, federal grant, it's in park, so, they always watching it, monitoring it, and they're updating me, but currently there's no change in its status.
Just wondered.
Any new business? Some motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn.
or second? All in favor? Yeah,
We got our whole, I hope we have that rain we got. Thursday or something.
There you go.